Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a Tunisian stitch tutorial, and again, I'm carrying on with the use of some vintage yarn, and the size hook I have is really irrelevant. I'm just going to show you how to do a stitch pattern. This hook, if you would like to know, is a 5mm. You can do this swatch on a regular size hook. As far as a regular hook, I mean an aluminum hook, something that has a little bit of space before the handle. One that is, let's see if I can find one. One that is pretty much no handle, ergonomic handle at all. You can do this swatch very easily on one of those in order to just obtain what the swatch is showing, so that way you can see if it's something you're interested in doing. So go ahead and grab some yarn and a crochet hook. Place a slip knot on your hook. And for this pattern, stitch pattern, it is in multiples of 2. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 10. Once I have my 10, I'm going to work into the back loops of the chain. So you have the front side, which is the V, and then the back side, which is your spine, all of these bumps. And you're going to pick up 10 total loops on your hook. So just by inserting your hook into the bump, yarning over and pulling up a loop, being cautious not to split your yarn. Make sure and count your stitches to ensure that you have 10 stitches. Now these first 2 rows, your forward pass and your back pass, is just your setup foundation. So for your back pass, you're going to chain 1, and then yarn over and go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and you're going to continue that until there's 1 loop left on your hook. Once you have 1 loop left on your hook, we're going to be working Tunisian simple stitch, but we're going to be skipping stitches and going back to them. That's what creates your cross for the Tunisian cross stitch. So this very first one is already worked. It is on your hook already. You're going to skip your next vertical bar and Tunisian simple stitch your next stitch. Now go back to your skipped stitch and Tunisian simple stitch that. That gives you the cross. We're going to work that till the last stitch. Skip 1, Tunisian simple stitch, and then go back to your skipped stitch and Tunisian simple stitch. Let's do that again. And one last time. And then we're going to come down here, turn your work on its side, and pick up both legs of that very end stitch. And Tunisian simple stitch. Again, here's our back pass. Our back pass is the same. You chain 1, yarn over, and go through 2. Yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go through 2. Continue doing that until you have 1 stitch left on your hook. 1 loop, just like that. And now we'll do this a couple more times just to give you a little bit of reassurance that you're on the right track. Your very first stitch is already done, which is this very first vertical bar and loop. We're going to skip the next one and Tunisian simple stitch the following, and then come back and Tunisian simple stitch the skipped stitch. Again, skip your next stitch, Tunisian simple stitch the following stitch, come back and Tunisian simple stitch your skipped stitch. Gonna do that again. Again. And then for your last stitch, you're going to come down here, turn your work on its side, and pick up both legs of that last stitch, yarn over and pull a loop through. And now we're going to simply do our Tunisian back pass. Yarn over and go through 1, chaining up, and then yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, until you have 1 loop left on your hook. I'm going to work a few more rows off camera so that way you can see a bigger swatch. Then I will come back and show you how to bind off in pattern. Okay, so here we are. It's a little bit bigger of a swatch so that way you can kind of see a little bit better what the pattern looks like. That is the front and this is the back. It is a denser fabric because of all of the cross stitching. It makes it thicker and more plump. All right, let's go ahead and bind off. We're going to bind off in pattern. So we're going to skip our next vertical bar and go into the following. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop as if to Tunisian simple stitch, and then we're just going to slip stitch. Now we're going to go back to the skipped stitch, Tunisian simple stitch it, and then you will slip stitch. And you're going to repeat this to the last stitch, skip a stitch, just as we've been doing, and slip stitch. Go back and catch your skipped stitch and slip stitch. Skip a stitch, slip stitch. Go back and catch your skipped stitch and slip stitch. Last 2, skip a stitch, slip stitch. Go back and catch your skipped stitch, slip stitch, and now we're going to catch the last stitch, just as always, and slip stitch. And that is the Tunisian cross-stitch. Just going to cut away here and tie off. Just like such. So this is the Tunisian cross-stitch pattern. There's a lot of really good uses you could use for this. I'm talking lots of kitchen stuff because of the nice dense fabric that it creates. If you did this in cotton, you could do a lot of stuff for like your kitchen table or hot pads or things of that nature. Even maybe a drying pad for putting your dishes on if it was in 100% cotton. Non-mercerized would be better because then it would absorb better. But again, that is the Tunisian cross-stitch pattern. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now, everyone.